Shorast Itondeler. Shorast Hall Steels. Manager. I'm doing all right. Within the last season, she was content after pondering diseases. She was content after discussing diseases. She was frustrated after being unable to practice a craft for too long. She felt lonely after being away from family for too long. She was frustrated after a lack of decent meals for too long. She was frustrated dwelling upon a lack of decent meals for too long. She felt euphoric due to inebriation. She felt pleasure near a fine door. She felt pleasure near her own fine table. She felt pleasure near her own fine seat. She was blissful after sleeping in a good bedroom. She felt bitter dwelling upon wearing tattered clothing. She felt pleasure remembering a sparring session. She felt euphoric due to inebriation. She was blissful remembering sleeping in a good bedroom. She was content after discussing foraging behavior. She was blissful remembering dining in a good dining room. She was angry dwelling upon getting into an argument. She felt enjoyment while performing. She felt pleasure remembering a satisfying acquisition. She was blissful while performing. She felt pleasure after putting on an exceptional item. She felt pleasure after a sparring session. She felt satisfied upon improving shield. She felt satisfied after learning about wrestling. She felt euphoric due to inebriation. She felt satisfied after teaching biting. She is a casual worshipper of Munest. She is a citizen of the Lantern of Gladness. She is a member of the Amber Labor. She is the manager of the Amber Labor. She is the chief medical dwarf of the Amber Labor. She is the broker of the Amber Labor. She is the bookkeeper of the Amber Labor. She is a militia dwarf of the Amber Labor. She is a former militia dwarf of the Amber Labor. She arrived at Ecturgareth on the 15th of Granite in the year 5. She has the appearance of somebody that is 100 years old and is one of the first of her kind. Her hair is quite dense. Her very long hair is braided. Her slightly rounded, close-set silver eyes have very large irises. Her teeth are crowded. Her broad, short ears are flattened. Her broad nose is short. She has a low voice. Her dark peach skin is wrinkled. Her hair is saffron mixed with gray. She is basically unbreakable, unbelievably strong, amazingly agile, and slow to tire, but she is quite susceptible to disease. Shorast Itondeler likes cryolite, electrum, melanite, jute fabric, rabbits for their ability to burrow, impalas for their mighty leaps, and the words of the mirthful adoration. When possible, she prefers to consume seahorse, lychee wine, water buffalo's milk, quinoa flour, and apricots. She absolutely detests blood gnats. She has an unbreakable focus an unbreakable will, a stunning feel for spatial relationships, a shockingly profound feel for social relationships, an amazing memory, a great kinesthetic sense, great creativity, a very good sense of empathy, and a natural inclination toward language, but she has poor analytical abilities. Like others in her culture, she holds craftsdwarfship to be of the highest ideals and celebrates talented artisans and their masterworks, has a great deal of respect for the law, greatly prizes loyalty, values family greatly, sees friendship as one of the finer things in life, believes that honesty is a high ideal, greatly respects artists and their works, really respects those that take the time to master a skill, deeply respects those that work hard at their labors, respects fair dealing and fair play, values cooperation, finds merrymaking and partying worthwhile activities, values martial prowess, values leisure time, respects commerce, values knowledge, and finds nature somewhat disturbing. She, personally, is affronted by the whole notion of maintaining decorum and finds so-called dignified people disgusting, a strengthening after wearing tattered clothing in 41, holds the idea of competition among the most important and would encourage it whenever possible, believes that those who sacrifice for others should be deeply respected, due to being nauseated by the sun in 31, feels that those who attempt to conceal their emotions are vain and foolish, due to retching on a miasma in 13, and has a negative view of those who exercise power over others, due to seeing the human Ithru lunchhelms die in 13. She dreams of raising a family. She is gripped by a crippling shyness, a strengthening after wearing tattered clothing in 35. She finds something humorous in everything, no matter how serious or inappropriate, after wearing tattered clothing in 24. She is very quick to anger after seeing the human Menim Fury Incense's dead body in 32. She rarely feels discouraged. She has a greedy streak. She is slow to trust others. She can handle stress. She doesn't tend to hold on to grievances. She isn't particularly curious about the world. She tries to do things correctly each time. Her hands begin moving when she becomes exasperated. She needs alcohol to get through the working day. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Overall, she is unfocused by unmet needs. She is not distracted after being away from people. She is unfocused after being unoccupied. She is not distracted after doing nothing creative. She is not distracted after leading an unexciting life. She is unfocused after being unable to acquire something. She is level-headed after drinking. She is badly distracted after a lack of decent meals. She is not distracted after being unable to fight. She is unfocused after a lack of troublemaking. She is unfocused after being able to argue. She is unfettered after being extravagant. She is not distracted after being unable to help anybody. She is unfettered after thinking abstractly. She is not distracted after being unable to make merry. She is level-headed after admiring art. She is badly distracted after being unable to practice a craft. She is not distracted after not learning anything. She is badly distracted after being away from family. She is unfocused after being away from friends. She is not distracted after being unable to practice a martial art. She is unfocused after being unable to practice a skill. She is unfocused after being unable to take it easy. A short, sturdy creature fond of drink and industry. Shorast Itondeler. Shorast Hall Steels. Manager. Ponder diseases. I'm doing all right.